Let's go. It's Iron Bowl week, man. Let's get after it. We're fired up. It's time for another Barncast live Sunday edition. We took the last week off for the bye week. Hey, pretty big game this weekend, gang. And the question I got, y'all got to talk me off the ledge here, okay? And maybe not. Maybe keep me on the ledge. In chat, I want you to jump in too. It feels like Auburn has a shot in this game because Hugh Freeze is not involved. If Hugh Freeze was still here, I probably would not feel as confident. But for some reason, it feels like that's changed everything about this team. It's insane to think that that's a possibility, but it feels real. Is that crazy?
No, not at all. I don't think. Think about I'll use the Kentucky game just because it was the most recent example. Did anyone have hope when the offense went out on the field?
Never once.
Negative.
And it's almost like the defense had a better chance of scoring points than the offense did, not because of lack of personnel or talent, solely because the play call, it's so blatantly obvious now what the problem was, which makes it even more frustrating looking back because it's like, why weren't we doing this all along? I think that it's very valid. I felt better about the Vandy game. The Mercer game's kind of, that is what it is. I don't think that we would have put up 62 points if Freeze was still here. I felt better about every game since he's been gone, or more confident in what the offense would look like.
Zach, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think, is it Kelly Clarkson that has a song, Since You've Been Gone, I Can Breathe for the first time? I think that's the Auburn offense. I think it's Ashton Daniels and Jackson Arnold. It's like, oh, you're gone now. I can actually operate and have fun. I think Cam Coleman's probably singing that song.
This guy has seen no movies, but he can tell you like one of the very first Kelly Clarkson songs that's ever come out. That's incredible.
Yeah, because that's totally the same thing.
It's just, that song came out before you were born, I think.
Maybe so. But
it's
yeah,
fitting.
I think Taylor nailed it with, the Kentucky game's a great example because the only reason Auburn scored points was because of the Elijah Melendez interception, obviously on the defensive side of the ball to set them up. Yeah, it's changed everything. And anytime Auburn's offense does anything for the rest of the year, hopefully it's a bowl game included in the Iron Bowl. We'll see what happens Saturday, but it's just like, can we fire Hugh Freeze again? Because it's so blatant that he was holding this program back, and it stinks. Like, that's not a good thing. And I know we're all kind of joking about it to some extent, but the fact that was the reality that we were living in for the last 3 years, it stinks. It really, it's sad that we got swindled and lied to, and we all believed it.
Yeah, we've scored 100 points in 2 consecutive games. You had an SEC opponent who's got a pretty good defense on the road, and then you played obviously an FCS opponent. You could take any one of the previous 8 or 9 games, and you can't find 2 and add them up and get to 100. Like, this is the first 2 games without him. You scored 100 points. It's crazy. And
something else that stood out to me after the Vandy game was we were talking to Keldrick, who is always very well spoken, but when he was asked what DJ Durkin brought to the table as a head coach, throughout the past week or the week leading up to the Vandy game, he said he brought life back to the team, which I thought was very telling. But again, if you look at the body language of the offense versus the defense, if something went wrong, if there was a call that didn't go Auburn's way, no matter what it was, the defense, the body language and the energy of the defensive players never really seemed to change to me. And then offensively, my whole thing was, why does it feel like we have a woe is me mentality? The Georgia game, after in his post-game press conference, Hugh Freeze said, he said something along, I'm paraphrasing, something along the lines of, I didn't feel like we had the same energy coming out in the second half after what happened. And in my mind, that's a trickle-down effect. I'm thinking, okay, what was the messaging to the team at halftime? Was it, that didn't go our way, but like, hey, who cares? It's over. We can't change it now. And I just felt like there was such a woe is me, here we go again type mentality from the top, and that will trickle down to the players. And you could see it's a black and white difference in what you see offensively, defensively. And I think that DJ Durkin taking over and his mentality, has spread to the offensive side of the ball. And I think that that's something that has definitely helped as well.
Perfect example of what you just described. The defense started off the game against Mercer, not great. This is what it is. There's no other way to describe it. Started off not great. And what did DJ Durkin say in the postgame? A lot of people are saying, man, they must have made great adjustments. They must have changed personnel. They must have changed schemes. They must have done this. They must have done that. No, he said, you know what I did? No, we just basically said, that's not how we play. That's not the standard that we play up to. We don't have to go out and reinvent the wheel. You just go out there and you start playing like you're supposed to play. You play, you know your responsibilities. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Go out and do what you're supposed to do. It's that simple. And then what they start doing, it just took that mindset. Not dadgum, man, we can't catch a break. All shucks. That was not the mindset. He's like, y'all are not playing well. Start playing well. Start playing better right now. And that's what I feel like this team needed. What you laughing at, Zach? The all shucks part?
No.
It's just so, it's such a reality. It's crazy. Graham McLean says, yes, we absolutely do.
Do not misclick, Kyle. Do not misclick right now.
I got a mouse, so we're good. We're not gonna mess this thing up. He says he's gonna be getting us some game footage from the student section, so I can't wait for that. James Stallings 4871. How's the coaching search going? Love you all. Quick thing on the coaching search, Zach. You want to speak to that? How do you feel about that so far?
Yeah, I don't love Ole Miss feeling like they've got a good shot with John Summerall. I don't love the timing of it for several reasons. I don't love the Egg Bowl's the day before the Iron Bowl. I don't love that Tulane and Ole Miss may be in similar situations regarding timing for the college football playoff and how it may make better sense for Summerall and Ole Miss for them to kind of, be partners in this opposed to Auburn, who will not be in the college football playoff. So I don't love that, but outside of that, yeah, it's great.
Taylor, how are you feeling?
I feel good about it. And something that I am curious what y'all's thoughts are from the jump, basically the introductory press conference of DJ Durkin as the interim when John Cohen spoke, his mindset since that day, a couple weeks ago, was as soon after the Iron Bowl ends as we can make an announcement, we want to make an announcement. And through what he said, from his messaging from that point on has been the same. If, say, Summerall's the guy and he's wanting to make an announcement, and then Lane Kiffin, which I know that they know what they're having conversations and preparing as for, Lane Kiffin leaving or Lane Kiffin staying. But if Summerall's their guy, don't y'all think that they would have it kind of locked down before after the Egg Bowl ended, if that makes sense?
I would think you would have to, now that Lane Kiffin could be leaving, I would think you would have to have whatever your best offer is on the table. You would probably have to have that in as much of an agreement as you possibly can have without signing a paper, without signing on the line. So I don't know. I think the timing's okay though. I think the thing is, the luxury is if the plan is to keep DJ Durkin, the luxury you have is you can still coach in your conference championship. You can still go coach in the playoffs because you got essentially another head coach here holding the fort down. And if you beat Alabama, preparing for a bowl game, so all the players that don't opt out are still here. So the time frame doesn't really bother me that much. I think you can still announce it, and I think they are planning to announce something on Sunday. So we'll see.
You have to. You have to.
Sure.
I wonder if I wonder how much we learn. Like, I wonder if we know coordinators as well. I also wonder if it isn't Sumrall, which we're all kind of assuming that it is right now. But if it's not Sumrall and the Ole Miss traction is legitimate, what is Plan B ready to go?
Plan B may be DJ Durkin. I mean, to be totally honest.
I mean, he's planned something, right? Like, how far down, like the options, is it Sumrall or Durkin? Is it, do you make a few more calls and then it's Durkin? I think that's interesting.
But my whole thing with Durkin, and this has been my question from day one of him being the interim head coach, is would he prefer to be the defensive coordinator? I feel like, which this is just from observing, I feel like he genuinely enjoys like the coaching aspect, and to an extent you have to give some of that up because of the additional responsibilities of a head coach. So I'm like, what if he doesn't necessarily want to take on that? I wonder how badly he wants that, or if he would just be, fine, happy, and content. He said a number of times, I want to stay in Auburn, I want to be here, I want to be here. That's something that I've been wondering, because I feel like he really enjoys the coordinator position.
A college coordinator job, especially at a big time school, if you're good at it, is pretty attractive now. When now that you get to throw in, now that you have the portal and you have GMs and whatnot, and you got NIL that can get you players, like you don't necessarily have to go on the road and recruit 24/7. I'm sure there's still a good aspect of recruiting that comes with it. But to me, it's a lot more appealing now to be a coordinator sometimes than it is maybe to be a head coach. Like you said, you get to act. The X's and O's part of it is still a big part of your game versus becoming almost a politician, a CEO of a company. I'm with you. It's a lot more appealing than it was maybe Zach, 2018, probably a lot more appealing than just 6 or 7 years ago. So we'll see how that shakes out. I still feel good about Sumrall, and I think I also feel good that I think they're going to keep. If they can, I think they're going to keep Durkin. They're going to do all they can to keep him. So let's hit this one. I don't know how to say that. Elysium Coast. Let's go with that.
Well, it's good to me.
Charlie 5, you're so right about Kiffin. Despite Freeze's failures, it was a blessing in disguise that Kiffin did not come to AU. We would now be dealing with the Kiffin drama and chaos. There is an aspect that I feel like Auburn's a little bit more of a destination, a retirement job than Ole Miss. But this is what you live with. This is what you choose to get in bed with.
I'd rather have it. I'd rather be good and competitive and have to worry about losing a coach than where we're at right now.
I think it would be so miserable. I really do. You would have so much fun. You'd have so much fun for 8 games, and then it'd be misery, pure misery.
I mean, it's better than misery every single week.
I mean, sure, but is this going to be forever? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this what Auburn's going to be forever? I don't think that's the case.
But as far as like the Freeze versus Kiffin and the timing of, the context of if Kiffin would have gone through with it and we don't get to Freeze, we are in a better spot right now.
Sure, maybe, or maybe he's already gone somewhere else. So
maybe
we'll see. Let's see. Graham McLean again. Wait, we're not in the college football playoff? No, we're not. Unfortunately, we're not. NH3425 quote, we're close this year. We're close this year by he I will not name will go away this week with all the Jordan Hare voodoo, and Jordan Hare Jesus will return. Give me dang Auburn Tigers 30-24 over Bama. WDE, let's go.
Do we have enough time to put that on a T-shirt and sell that at thebarnauburn.com?
I want that tattooed on my chest. Everything.
Exact thing. Yep.
But no, I mean, as far as score go, like, how do you feel like the game after these last 2 games you've seen? Like, how are you feeling it might play out? Like, what are you expecting?
I think the offense has obviously had a very, very big jump in the last 2 games that they've played, and then the concern, some valid, I would say, is now that Durkin has these other responsibilities, is the defense kind of slipping now that he's not able to focus all of his attention on that. I do not think that some of the issues that were kind of, made you raise your eyebrows a little bit that we saw in the Vanderbilt game, saw at the beginning of the Mercer game, you will see this upcoming weekend. I think the defense will go back to looking like what it's looked like all season and what we really at this point in time expect it to look like. I worry about because Alabama, our run defense ranks, I don't know if things change after this past weekend, but it's ranked top 10 nationally throughout the majority of the season. Alabama doesn't run the ball. Their passing game, though, is something that I'll be interested to see, because that's somewhere that, Auburn kind of got beat
exposed
a little bit.
At times.
Yeah.
They're much better on defense than I initially thought. I know there's a lot of smoke that Kane Womack could be taking the Arkansas job. So I'm wondering if there could be some distractions there. But, you're talking – there's the top defense in total defense and scoring defense in the SEC, which I think is quietly something I didn't realize, I guess, until just now. Did you, Zach, is that something that you had on your radar? I
knew it was towards the top. I didn't realize to that degree, but
yeah. So I think I'm with you, Taylor. They can't run the ball, but I don't think they care.
Yeah.
they want to throw it no matter what. That's what they want to do in that offense. So got to get pressure.
Are y'all a little surprised? Like nationally, the talk is like, well, Alabama's got to beat Auburn. Like it's not a given nationally, and I'm a little surprised by that.
Oh, for sure. And I wonder if some people feel the same way that we do. Some of the people out there felt that getting rid of Hugh Freeze and the distraction that caused is a big reason for that I guess optimism that makes Auburn a little bit tougher of an out.
I agree. And I also feel like while their defense has been very good the past couple of weeks, the offense hasn't. I don't know when exactly on their schedule, but there was a point in time where, Ty Simpson's the Heisman favorite. Their offense is clicking on all cylinders. And then over the past couple of weeks, despite the Oklahoma game, like they've won and they've looked good, I feel like there is a little bit of concern around Ty Simpson looking like something's off.
Threw 2 picks last Saturday against Eastern Illinois State or something like that.
Yeah, and so I don't really know what's going on there, but yeah, I would think it just lines up to it's a night game for the first time in forever. Yeah. I think 18 years in Auburn. It's, an interim head coach and a team that has nothing to lose, that are excited, playing for a guy that they all love. And then Alabama with playoff hopes on the line. So I don't know. I'm expecting it to be one of the games that we'll talk about for years to come, despite the outcome. But now that Auburn's offense looks, because both of y'all throughout the entirety of the season have said, think about what the record would be and what the season would look like if the offense was average.
God.
That's
it's hard. It's really hard. It makes me sick to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're set. Okay. We've played 11 games so far. You're 8-3 at worst with average. Is that crazy? I think you're 8-3. Minimum.
No, I think that's on the low end.
Yeah. And I don't even know what 3 I'm talking about, but
it probably doesn't impact Vandy because the offense was pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
Does the team develop differently, like from a mentality standpoint? If you've won games earlier, if you wanted to argue that, I wouldn't push back against it. But obviously, you feel different about Kentucky.
Yeah.
Obviously, you feel different about Oklahoma. A&M all of a sudden gets super, super interesting.
Georgia's really interesting.
Yeah.
Also, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, this is something that I've spent a lot of time thinking about since the game ended yesterday. Can we talk about the fact that Auburn got the ball back with 20 seconds left in the first half? I think that we would have they would have kneeled and let the clock run out. Would Hugh Freeze have tried to score there?
Taylor, I said that probably in the final minute or so of the first half against Vanderbilt.
Yes.
Where we scored, and there's no shot Hugh Freeze would have even attempted that.
Right. So that in itself, and I feel like that instills confidence in the players. Because, okay, we have 20 seconds left. Well, hey, we have 3 timeouts and we have guys that can make plays. So let's see what we can do.
Hell, I was just thinking complete a pass and kick a field goal. They went and scored a daggum touchdown.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's hit some super chats. NH3425, does Lane come after Nix or Durkin? I don't think Durkin, because I don't think Durkin would ever go work for Lane again. I'll tell you one who I'm worried about coming after Durkin, and that would be Kalen DeBoer. Because I think Nick Saban tried to line that up on the front end, and he took his buddy Kane Womack. So if he goes and takes the Arkansas job, that could be one to watch. But again, I think as far as Derek Nix goes, I don't know, man. He's going to be an interesting one to watch, especially if they go out and have another really good offensive performance. I don't know what it's hard.
Like, is it enough to like hire him to a major program? I don't know. If he goes out and puts up 30 against Bama, though, against this number 1 scoring defense in the conference that we're talking about, like, yeah, why not?
For sure. I mean, he's definitely going to get, if he can have another good game, I think he'll definitely get some looks, maybe at Auburn, but for sure some other, I think, good programs.
Do you think there's a chance he's on the staff next year here?
I don't know, man.
Break down the scenario where that's most likely, because I have a hard time making even the most likely argument. So
I think, and again, this would be a real long shot, okay? But I think the most likely scenario would be if Durkin's the head coach. I think.
And we just run it back?
And I think that's the most likely scenario, because I think John Summerall, they're probably going to want to say, okay, if I'm going with DJ Durkin, I want to bring in my own guy, or try to go get a different, go test whoever my network is, and go try to bring in at least another guy on offense that's my guy that I trust. I think that's probably the most likely scenario. And you would probably have to miss on a few guys, maybe. I don't know. That to me is the only scenario, though. But he's man, I've been very, very impressed. Again, how do you feel about Nick staying? Bayo Outdoors, we kind of just answered that one.
Nice,
not great.
Fish. Yeah, it's a very nice fish that you're holding.
Very nice fish. Graham McLean again says, mark my words, best Iron Bowl since 2003 loading. God, that'd be fun, man. We need a good one.
Yeah. I don't even know what to expect. I don't know. I feel like anything's possible. Anything's always possible when this game's played, but I don't know. My expectation, I don't have expectations, because I really feel like it could go. I wouldn't be surprised by anything.
Yeah. Zachary Dixon says, I have a feeling the D-line is going to go off and make Ty's life hell. I'm curious. We got to see about Falk, man. I'm a little bit – I think he'd have to lose a limb to probably not play. But him being full speed is big. Chris Murray stepped in when he got hurt and made a couple of big plays.
I got a message from a lot of people Saturday night that Keldrick was apparently like downtown at Hoomers, like talking to fans and stuff. And
oh, sweet.
There was like no concern.
I will say I was paying attention to him on the sideline after he went out, because first I was just trying to see was he in the tent, what was going on. He was I would say he and Ashton Daniels were the 2 most active guys on the sideline.
He did seem to be.
Like he was out there. He was interacting, engaging, encouraging all of the guys as they were coming off the field, and didn't look, he didn't have his pads on, but he didn't look at all like he had any sort of serious issue.
They just don't make him like that, man, very often. He's just special. He's so special in every aspect of football. Graham McLean says Illinois is in fact a state. That was a reference back to Alabama's.
No, that Illinois State makes sense.
Yeah. Eastern Illinois State.
Eastern Illinois, not a state.
Only it is a part of a state. It's not a whole state. Let's see. Damian Richardson says, will Cam Coleman transfer, and what does his day look like versus Alabama? Zach, I've said this several times, and you can correct me if you disagree, or if you let me know if you disagree. I think Cam is just looking for an excuse to stay at Auburn.
Yeah, I think if there's any sort of offensive promise and NIL is where it needs to be, which I'm confident that it will be for Cam Coleman. He's not one of the ones I'm worried about. If he were to leave, it would be devastating, 100%. But he's not one of the guys I'm concerned about losing.
Taylor, do you feel any different?
No, he also won, I think, really the whole roster, but a number of the other offensive players in Deuce, I think that they all really want to play together. It seems like they're a close-knit group of guys, and he looks like, I've been to just about every game this season, and he looks like he's having fun despite getting the ball out. He's always one of the first to go celebrate when someone else is scoring a touchdown. DJ Durkin has made a number of comments about how he's the ultimate teammate. He's never going to complain about, not feeling like he's not getting his touches. He's happy if the team's succeeding. And it seems to me like he's happy. No one really knows that besides him and, the people that whoever he's close with, who he's talking to. But just from observing, I would say he seems happy. Against Alabama, though, I think we're going to see a lot more of what we saw in the Vanderbilt game. Put the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Yes. I didn't know that. I didn't really know if I bought too much that these guys, they want to play with Deuce. These guys, they want to play with Deuce. And then I saw it on Saturday and it's so clear. Like him and Eric Singleton have had an end zone celebration together. They one that it seemed like they had planned. You know what I mean? Like it's just they love Deuce, man. And they showed it on Saturday.
A lot of it made a lot more sense.
On
Saturday.
Ton. Graham McLean, one more, he says, by the way, Kyle and Zach, I lost my turkey bowl game today. Dadgummit, man.
Dang it.
He was coaching the girls, right?
Yeah.
I think so he lost. That's bad, man. Graham, I got to say, that's got to be on coaching. So he coaches I guess it was high school. It was girls. The girls.
It's a little made up. I'm not going to lie to you.
The girls play the guys in football, but the guys can only be on one leg. So that's pretty bad, Graham. I'm going to have to say, I might have fired you just like you.
Yeah. Yeah. I got more questions on that, Graham.
James Stalling says Hugh started a third string quarterback for 9 games. Sad.
So I've been thinking about this a lot because
hurts.
a lot of people are like, Jackson may have been the third best quarterback on the roster. And there's not a great argument against that other than Ashton got there late and Deuce was a true freshman. Was this the version that we're seeing of them? Was that the version that if they would have started against Baylor, would they have looked the same? That's the only thing I can come against to defend Hugh Freeze starting Jackson for the season.
Would any of them have been put in a position to have great success?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, question. If for some reason
clearly
Ashton didn't exist and Jackson got to run this new offense, but he looked better.
So
maybe
they all three appeared in this offense before Hugh got fired, and all three of them looked really bad at times. Deuce looked really bad against Ball State. Ashton looked really bad against Kentucky, and then Jackson looked bad multiple times.
Yeah, I'll push back on my point on the Deuce. You and I've had that conversation 4 times, Kyle. But
the starter thing.
Yeah, the starters and situation and Bryce Kane dropping a pass and all that. But Ashton looked terrible in that offense for sure.
For sure. Let's go to the next one. West Dog says, why is John the consensus? I just don't think he's proven anything, especially recruiting. Just another Sun Belt Billy. Dilly's number 1. Stop with drink. Ew.
So the reason I talk about John Sumrall so much is because he's the reported favorite.
Sure.
I get where people are coming from. I don't think it's as awful of a choice as, the John Sumrall haters or the doubters or whatever, but would he be my number 1 pick for Auburn? No. But the reason that I think we all talk about it is because he is the favorite to get the job as far as odds go.
For sure. And look, if he can be the next Sun Belt Billy, why can't he be Kurt Signetti? Why can't he be Josh Heupel? Why can't he be I mean, I can go on and on and on.
There's a coach right now that's not coaching a major program that will be a great coach.
1,000%.
I mean, statistically, like that has to happen.
And as far as the recruiting
it's John Cohen's job to find it, and it seems like we are locked in on it being Summerall.
As far as recruiting piece, go look at his Twitter followers and get back to me. Go see what you see. Go look at who's following him on Twitter and then come back and let me know what you see. A lot of Auburn guys on there. He's recruited every single one of these guys. He just had Marquez Daniels on an official visit, 4-star at Tulane, and his teammate, another kid who's a 4-star linebacker. Like, he just had them visit Tulane. So I don't worry about the recruiting piece at all. If there's anything, it'll be the translation and upping in competition for sure. Let's go. Let's see. BA Outdoors again. Mind blown that our wide receivers can catch a ball running away from the line of scrimmage. We can catch a ball. That's funny.
That's a nice fish. Can you pull that back up? That's a nice fish.
Check it out.
There. I love that.
It's big.
I love that.
Taylor, how much more fun has the passing game been to watch other than just screens and comebacks?
I mean, it wasn't that fun. Like, it's fun now. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a lot more fun now. It's like no fun. Because we've seen every time that the ball has been put in, I won't say every time, the majority of the time that the ball is put in the vicinity of Cam Coleman, he makes a play. And it blows up on the internet. It's can't catch the easy ones. But like it's fun. It's the corner. If you're looking, or I guess if you're standing at the 50-yard line looking at the end zone, it is the back left corner. Game after game after game. That's his home. After game. It is, yes, he makes plays. So it's electric. And the players get excited. I mean, it makes everything more fun. 1,000. It's so much fun to watch him play football. It really is. Young Joker 23, winning season in my book if we ruin Bama's season and finish 2-1 under Durkin. Also, who is the possible ACC offensive coordinator Auburn is possibly looking at? At this point, it would be a successful season. Obviously, let me rephrase that. At this point, it will make it a lot more palatable. How about that? Versus calling it a successful season, because I don't want to hinge the success or failure of a season on just beating Alabama. Obviously, there are a lot of expectations. As far as the ACC offensive coordinator, I don't know. I don't know who. I really don't know who that would be. I don't even really know who's really good in the ACC as far as offense goes. Jeff Brom calls his own plays, so it's not going to be. It wouldn't be him. Like, who are guys that? I mean, it's not going to be. Yeah, Gus.
I mean, think about like the better teams that you would feel comfortable with, like Miami. Like, you don't want anybody from FSU. Georgia Tech's got a good offense.
They're the number one offense in the conference. So, I mean, if you somehow pull Buster Faulkner, that'd be massive. Virginia, their play caller is the head coach. Duke has a really good offensive coordinator, and they have a really good quarterback. He's clearly for sale. And if you hire John Summerall, that was his quarterback 2 years ago. So there could be a connection there. So
I got money to pay you now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Messmaker, F6M, think Auburn blows Bama out or it's a nail biter. I don't think there's any chance we blow them out, but I think it'll be.
I love the book though. Yeah. That's awesome.
Taylor, do you smell a blowout? Is there any chance there's a blowout?
I don't.
No.
Which prove me wrong, please. But
prove me wrong.
I don't see that happening. No.
Ya boy George. Wait, hold on. wait. I skipped one. Your boy George, first one. Alex McPherson appreciation comment.
Yes.
Man.
Did y'all see what his brother did today?
What did he do?
63-yarder, but lost to the Patriots.
Is he plays for the Bengals still?
Bengals. They lost to the Patriots today.
He kicked a what? How yard? How many yards?
Like 62, 63.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's on the other side of the field. That happens so often.
Yeah, he was saying on the Bengals B. Kicked it, yeah. But they lost, so.
To the Patriots.
To the New England Patriots, who are the best team in the AFC right now.
What a bounce back since Missouri. He quite literally hasn't missed a kick, I don't think, since Missouri.
Yeah, and the big thing was like, okay, he's good from close up. But now, well, it was like
49.
49 and 45-ish was the other one. It was like a little shorter. It was 40-something. But
Yeah,
that's great.
Graham McClain says he's at a new low after
Graham,
that loss.
quit sending us money. You help us out with this stuff.
Thank you, though. Your boy George again. Graham, did you create a culture problem in the Turkey Bowl? Did you create a culture problem, and that's why you lost? Oh, that's bad. So proud of Malcolm yesterday. That's another good one. Taylor, talk about Malcolm.
He had such a good game, and what I love about doing what I do really is, well, first, it's just fun. It's fun when you're talking to players and a coach that are happy after a game. It's not fun when, they're finding the players that are like least angry in the locker room to shove out there, like, please give us 5 minutes. And Deuce lit up when he talked about Malcolm. He said he's the craziest athlete you'll ever see in this world. And he was smiling. They were all
so happy.
Cam, Malcolm, Deuce. I don't think that Deuce stopped smiling the entire day.
Who got the video? Was that your video of him scoring in the north end zone on the second touchdown run, and he's smiling on like the 5-yard line? Was that your video?
There are a lot of them. Out of the 6 of them, I don't know. If
there's one where he's smiling before he scores, he's smiling. It's crazy.
Yes, all of warm-ups, he just had the biggest smile on his face. DJ Durkin said that he didn't stop smiling at the hotel that morning. He was just walking around. He was so giddy. But Malcolm, I'm just happy for him. He has been criminally underutilized alongside a number of his teammates, but he wasn't just a gadget guy yesterday, which was refreshing, and I'm sure it was for him as well.
Zach, it's fun to watch him actually be a wide receiver. He's actually pretty good at it.
Yeah. I hate that we couldn't get him going this season.
Yeah, it turns out that if you just tell him to run a route, he can actually go do that. So
he can do it. He can get behind defenders, which is, crucial.
It's a
you need a guy who felt comfortable, putting some air under a football, and that just he had that on Saturday
for sure. Graham McClain again. We will lose years of our lives watching the Iron Bowl. I think it's gonna.
Yeah. I'm already dead. Yeah,
it could be a classic. Messmaker says Mike G said it's Buster Faulkner. So I guess that's the ACC coordinator. So, I wouldn't be mad at that. That would be fantastic. They've taken Haynes King and turned him into a very good weapon. And I don't think Haynes King was particularly mega talented. And this might help here. And with this question, Damian Richardson says, does Eric Singleton come back next year? If you hire a Buster Faulkner in an offense he's played in, and you got Deuce, and you want to roll with Deuce, if he doesn't get the draft feedback that he's looking for, that might be a pretty good sales point. What's funny is I feel like we have a better chance of retaining Cam and Eric with the right moves than Malcolm and Perry. Is that a fair statement, Zach?
You feel like Eric could come back?
This is all dependent upon the draft situation.
You don't think Eric's going to the NFL no matter what?
I
haven't looked at crossed my brain once, but now I'm thinking about it for a second.
I haven't looked at any draft boards really.
Yeah, they're going to care more about traits and production.
Sure.
He's got eligibility. That'd be amazing.
So I'm
not worried about Perry. I am worried about Malcolm.
Yeah.
I think Perry's in the same boat that you've been saying about Cam. Give Perry a reason to stay. And
give him an excuse.
Yeah.
But what happens with Horatio may weigh into that too, because he's going to have a red shirt. He can kind of come back. So,
but they've applied for a medical red shirt, right? Because he already has a red shirt season.
Yeah, they're applying. But I think last time he was asked about it, he said they can't do it till after the season's over. But they're very confident that they'll get it.
Yeah, they're very confident they get it.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
If the whole receiving room came back.
They gave us a mulligan. They're like, You know what? We'll give it another shot.
And
There's
then
no
we'll
way that
think what we thought we would see this year. We'll spend all offseason thinking, okay, think
can't
about
do
how
that
electric this offense is going to be.
I can't
Oh
do
my
that again.
goodness. It's
This
gonna be the
wide
longest
receiver
summer
room.
ever.
This wide receiver room. Is it the best wide receiver room in the country? We don't know because they haven't been used until the past 3 weeks.
Zach Dixon says Eric's draft stock has been sliding all season because of Hugh. He was like top 5 before the season, and now he's out of the top 10. I can see him coming back. I mean, is he out? If he's out of the first round, could see him come back. So that to me is how high was he being projected, Zach? What's the highest you saw him?
Late first, early second. Some as high as, in the teens, which I thought was kind of a fever dream. But I mean, he's a draftable player.
For sure. He is that's another one, man. So criminally underutilized up until late. Let's see. West Dog again. Taylor, who are the players you're most concerned about losing to the portal this offseason? Love your reporting. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I don't know. And I don't love speculating on players leaving, really. I think that what I can say is I've noticed, especially since the change in leadership, it seems like their energy has been revitalized a little bit. And another thing that I think has been so crucial throughout really all the entirety of the season is this team seems so close. And I think that's part of this, because how many times were y'all asked? I know that it was when it was the Arkansas game. I was asked a number of times, do you think that this is the game that the team kind of, gives up on Freeze, like the Arkansas Notre Dame game, where it was clear and obvious that the team had just kind of, lost it. And I said no, and I don't think that that's going to happen. And I think that the closeness of the guys on the roster will help with that. I don't know. I think that the hire is obviously going to play a role in that because each individual will have their opinion about who they want to coach. I think I'll say that if DJ Durkin is retained, I think that I don't know that the defense will really be a concern. I mean, every year you're probably going to lose a couple guys because that's just the nature of the beast, but people love playing for DJ Durkin. All of these guys love playing for DJ Durkin.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think that's tough, but they seem like they're having fun again.
Yeah.
It seems like there's hope. It seems like they have hope and confidence in the offensive play calling. I mean, Deuce was very, very complimentary of that, of feeling like he had a plan that was personalized to him and he was being put in positions to have success. They seem like they're having fun. I'll say that right now. I don't know what's going through their brains though. Zach
Deuce said Jackson Arnold's like top 10 most smartest people he knows. Comments, thoughts?
I'm sure I don't have anything against Jackson. All these people think I hate Jackson.
I just don't
want him to quarterback Auburn. That's it.
Fair.
NH3425 Fowler and Herbstreit on the call. Ban Pete from the press box. So tired of hearing about the dadgum dog. All right. That's not a popular take, by the way, for some reason. Zach Dixon, I meant
the dog thing. I have heard anyone who actually likes the dog thing.
Really? I got blistered in the comments when I talked about it.
I mean, I wouldn't parade that opinion around, but I'm surprised.
It's embarrassing.
In fact, I'm not even going to say anything.
It's embarrassing. I think everybody at ESPN should just bring their dogs just in protest. Just make it a complete chaos.
Well, it was one dog, right? And then something bad happened to it.
And then 5 minutes later, he had another one.
And then he bought another one. That's when it got weird for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, so he just wants to bring his dog. I don't know.
Taylor, thoughts?
I mean, it doesn't really affect me, so I don't know.
There you go.
If that's what you want to do, then to each their own.
I got you. Let's cop out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Weak.
Zach Dixon says he meant when he was asking about leaving, he was talking about the receivers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I also kind of off the rails on that. I mean, again, I think Cam looks like he's having fun. That's the one that everyone's concerned about, rightfully so. He's one of the most talented receivers in the country. He just looks like he's genuinely enjoying himself.
Yeah. I would say Bryce is probably for sure gone, I would imagine. I think
That
that's
makes
probably
sense.
a safe bet. And I think the other 4 will depend on the hire and how everything goes after that. But like I said, I think Cam's the most likely.
And y'all
to
got me
be-
thinking about Eric now.
Yeah, I think Cam. I'm serious. I think you
I'm
got a
gonna call
better
some
chance to
draft
keep.
people in the next 24 hours and some scouts and see what their thoughts, what their grades are on them.
Your boy George says, "Can we pay Preston Howard to leave respectfully? We can do it respectfully."
Y'all, so Daryl sends me some videos to post from the field, and he sent one of Preston catching passes. I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, here's a description. Here's Preston Howard catching some passes before the game.
And it went nuts.
And I should have seen that coming. That was careless on my part. But
He makes some of the most incredible catches in practice. They're unreal. Like, I'm talking fingertip, laser beams. If anybody,
yeah, I mean, and like nobody wants to catch the ball more than Preston Howard,
I
right?
know,
Like,
it's
nobody
crazy.
wants to catch it more than him.
This is a good one. Your boy George says, context, Deuce only knows 10 people.
He was so complimentary. Everything that he was asked about, it was like
He
the
said it
greatest
twice. It was like
compliment.
it was like he planned that answer. But anyway, all right, it's Iron Bowl week. Let's get after it, guys. We're
I
gonna
can't
get out of
believe
here.
it.
Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for the chat. Taylor, thank you. Zach, thank
Yep.
you. We're going to be here all week with just tons of Iron Bowl content. So love all you guys listening. Love all your participation. We'll be back again soon. War Eagle.